I'm doing it again. I'm making something. I wanted a snack. But you know, I'm doing this keto diet thing. But I found a recipe for peanut butter cookies. Now, I had already made one batch, and the batch didn't exactly come out all that great. Like, they were good, but they didn't come out all that great. Don't mind me, I'm just rinsing out a measurement cup, because I used a completely different measurement cup from the one I'm supposed to use. So, I decided to make another batch. This time adding some unsweetened cocoa powder into the mix and some baking powder, which I added baking powder before. Now all I need to do is add the egg. And starts mixing. Okay. So this mixed up pretty well. Well, we're going to see what it turns out to. So I decided to use aluminum foil as opposed to using parchment paper. I'm supposed to use parchment paper, but we don't have a whole lot left. So since we don't have a whole lot left, I just buttered the matte side of the aluminum foil. And now I'm just gonna put the dough onto here and do my thing. So this batter is actually a lot better than the first batter I made, the peanut butter batter. It's actually holding a whole lot better. See, as I'm taking it out, you can see it actually has a pretty decent consistency on it. And I can actually do this in my hand, and the dough comes out like that. The great thing about it is, most people would think I'm cheating on my diet by eating this, but technically speaking, I'm not. I'm not at all, because this is still ketogenic friendly. Like I'm gonna attempt to say this sweetener's name, erythritol. Finally said it right after like a week of trying to say it right. But I'm using erythritol as a sweetener. I'm using unsweetened cocoa powder. I used literally half a teaspoon to a third of a teaspoon of, I know I said that backwards, but a third of a teaspoon to a half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a quarter of a cup of peanut butter. The chocolate was a quarter of the cup. The sweetener was about a third of a cup. So I kept it at manageable measurements, so that way I could have a consistency that would make it easier for me to form the. Oh, let me stop running the water. That would make it easier for me to have a consistency to make these, cookies into these. Because the last batch that I had, as you saw, they just because I wound up having to just take them out the thing, scoop them, and just put them on the parchment paper. But this time around, as you can see, it's malleable. I'm actually able to make these into little, like roll these into little balls and then put them on the thing. Next thing I got to do is flatten them, which I'm going to use a fork to do to give it the crisscross that it had, and you'll see. You'll see. I know what you guys are thinking. This is a bit different from what you're used to seeing on my channel. This is a bit different from what you're used to seeing out of me, as far as, you know, putting out videos and everything. I think I'm gonna go past a baker's dozen, actually. Let me move these around a little bit. Actually, I should take all the bigger pieces and put them to this side. Take all the smaller pieces and put them over here. Give them their room. Take the smaller pieces. There we go. So, I know you guys are used to hearing me talk either about wrestling or politics or life. I know. But you see, if you've been paying attention to my channel, if you've been paying attention to the last couple of vlogs that I posted up, a lot of them have been about me, my health, and what I'm trying to do. And what I'm doing here right now is actually pertaining to my health, because you're looking at it and you're seeing just me with chocolate dough in my hand. You're looking at it like, oh, you talk a lot about your health, but you're not really taking care of your health if you're sitting here making these snacks. And honestly, you would be right if it wasn't for the fact that all of these snacks have like natural ingredients in them, and all of these snacks that I've been making have, you know, have been consistent with what I'm trying to accomplish. Because I went on a ketogenic diet, try to, you know, improve my health, and so far it's been treating me pretty good, you know. It's been treating me kind of well. Like, I lost, since, like, I started the keto diet at the beginning of this month. This is the month of September, and I started it on September 1st, and since doing the diet, keeping away from the sodas and keeping away from, you know, keeping away from like the starches and everything, I've managed to drop 10 pounds. I've managed to get my mobility better, get my mobility back to par, and oh, looks like I am making a baker's dozen. Oh no, I'm past the baker's dozen. I made 14. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying. You know, this has been all about the journey and everything, you know? And as much as I love, you know, being able to eat, you know, to have like decent meals and stuff like that, and to, you know, as much as I like to have those cool meals and stuff like that, I also like being able to not have issues with my breathing, not have issues with my overall conditioning. I like that a whole lot better than I do that burger, or that burger with the bun and all the fixings, or more than I like that brolic plate of food. I like being able to continue to have my mobility and to be able to breathe and be able to do me, you know? So that's why I'm doing this. And so far, this has been helping me. So far, this has been fantastic. Okay, so I flattened them. giving them, you know, the crisscross design on the top. I know some of them are going to probably connect while they're in there, while they're in the toaster oven, but you know, they'll be in there for a few minutes. It's fine. I gotta like halfway through take them out, turn the pan, because this thing just likes to warm up on one side, and we'll see how it turns out. Yeah. Oh, they're done. Look at them. Now I just took them out right now. Yeah, they look almost similar to the ones that I made before, the ones you saw at the beginning of the video. But, what are you gonna do? They actually expanded a whole lot bigger than I thought. It must be because of the baking powder. I didn't even add that much baking powder. That's the crazy thing. Oh well. That's how they look. That is how they look. All chocolate, peanut buttery goodness. And I tasted the batter. The batter tastes pretty good, so I imagine these are going to taste great. Alright. So now to do the taste test. And just to show you, this is how the chocolate cookies came out. The chocolate peanut butter cookies came out. Side by side with just the regular peanut butter cookies that I made last night. Now these came out delicious. They taste just like the peanut butter. They're kind of sweet, but they're kind of airy because of the baking powder. So they're more cake-like than cookie. This also had baking powder in it, but it cooked out differently, and the cocoa powder kind of rounded it out a little bit better. Rounded out, like, secured the batter a little bit better. So we're gonna try this. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, success. This came out good. These came out good. Right amount of peanut buttery taste. Right amount of cocoa. Nice amount of sweetness. And crunchy. Success.